Anopa yene a press secretary to the Minister of Agric ending komo. Isa Alhassan Redwan yene no ending command pay. Na yembisan baby kakra efa enkomo we aye de no. Alhassan, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, sir. I'm hoping you're doing well.
I'm fine.
All right, let's begin with the conversation about the plantain and other produce that is being sold at the ministry. How is it doing?
Well, it's going on well. The response has been overwhelming, as you have seen on various media platforms. So, all in all, it's been good.
It's been good. Now, give us a sense of how much we spent so far since we started this project. Are you able to tell us?
You mean spend as in
As in
money?
spent, yes, money. As in, if we buy from the points of production and then we transport them to Accra to sell them to Ghanaians at a cheaper rate, how much have we spent so far?
No, so this is the point we have been making. This is not a government-funded program,
Okay,
and that we want to establish.
okay,
What we have done as a ministry is just to play a facilitation role in giving the market to these suppliers who ordinarily would have depended on middlemen. So what we have done as a ministry is to cut off the middlemen and we've spoken to the suppliers from the production side to cut the food items straight from their farms to the ministry and other designated areas that we have designated. And of course, as a ministry, we are using our manpower, our institution, like I'm granted this interview with you to, as it were, solicit the support and patronage of the public. And that's how come how far we have come as a matter of the program that we are implementing. So government directly is not investing in this program.
but obviously some money is being spent. Even if it is government trucks that are being utilized, it would be
No, it is
fueled.
not government trucks.
I'm saying that even if it is government trucks, it would have to be fueled. It would require some
And that is
drivers.
what I'm saying. It is not government trucks. Government doesn't have trucks. In my brother, you understand?
Okay.
What we have done, of course, what I will agree with you is that we gave them, these suppliers, our enumerators as a staff of the ministry to be able to enumerate, arrive at the prices and also make sure that all the purchases that are done are well accounted for. So then the next moment, once we are done with the sales, the supplier gets his or her money.
So the facilitation government is doing, help me understand, what really is government doing, the facilitation? I want to understand it properly.
What government is doing now, as part of our program, when minister visited the 5 regions recently, I'm sure some of your people followed us. We identify a lot of issues, including the fact that food production in the production local communities are so much cheaper compared to what is prevailing in the big cities. So during the presentation by the Western North Regional Director, he made a suggestion that, look, he's been getting calls from farmers. These farmers who sell their produce at farm gates to the middlemen also experience these price disparities when they come to town to do business. So they are often taken aback by the price of some of these food items, which they know were taken from their farm. So the regional director made a suggestion that, look, if there is a way to support these farmers to bring their produce straight from their farm gates to the big cities and cut off the middlemen, it will be ideal. And of course, the ripple effect will be that residents in the big cities will also have the benefit of getting these foodstuffs relatively cheaper compared to what is prevailing in the market. So when this suggestion was put forward, yes, minister agreed that, look, this thing can be done because we have seen, it's not like somebody is telling us, we have gone to the villages and seen the foods. Some of them are rotten. In some places, the plantain is just a giveaway. So what we have done as a ministry is to support identify these middlemen and bring them to the cities and link them to the civil servant and local government workers, as we are doing right now.
So, still seeking clarity. So, what specifically is government doing in all this?
What I'm saying is that government, as part of the scheme, is providing the market platform, and that's exactly what we are doing. We have given our ministry the premises of the ministry, and also liaise with the regional coordinating council to give us places. Like we went to Okaishi yesterday, we were at Circle. You understand? So government is also using the various media platform to promote the fact that, look, we have food at a relatively cheaper cost to some of the few residents that can benefit from it. So government is not directly, and that I want to re-emphasize that we have not directly, as a ministry, invested government funds into the program.
So if I get you right, who does the cutting from the villages to the ministry? Who does the cutting?
So, like I said, before before this program came on stream, we still had suppliers or farmers who were actually bringing their food products to the market. But the point is that these farmers will actually rely on middlemen. You understand? So we, as a ministry, when we went on this tour, we identified those food producers who we are supporting to directly cut the food items from the production site, instead of relying on the middlemen in between the whole chain of transportation. So that's exactly what we have done.
So the farmers are the ones who are cutting the food themselves to the ministry. That's what you're saying.
Some of them are farmers. When you go to Agogo, for instance, you have a farmer who is also a seller. You understand? But that farmer does not come to Accra or Kumasi. What he or she does is to harvest these foodstuffs, and then it will be taken by a middleman, one or two in the middle, before it gets to Accra. So what we have done is to identify this market queen, who is also a farmer, and then giving her or he or her the opportunity to bring the food items to the big cities. And then we, as a ministry, will support in providing the satellite market for them.
So what if the farmer is the one who is cutting the foodstuff from the point of production to the market site? What's the incentive for that farmer? Because if it's about making money, if it's about having a marketplace to sell, there are several marketplaces where he or she can even get better prices for the produce.
You wouldn't understand, because some of them do not have the luxury of coming to Accra. That's the point. Because so they are in their life, in their business, all they have always done is to just harvest the produce, and then they give it and then give it to the middlemen. So what we have done as a ministry is to say that, look, we want to do a program to create a psychological impact on the minds of the citizens, because what we have seen in recent times is that some of these prices of food items that escalate on the market are due to speculations. So, for instance, you hear somebody will just tweet that oil is going for 1,200, or meanwhile it is 550. So the next point is that all those who deal in oil will start pricing their product as that much. So what we have also identified is that, look, if we can get directly to the farmer who produces, and then we guarantee he or she the market in Accra here, we are likely to also have an impact on the market situation.
Are you suggesting by any stretch of imagination that there isn't already market for these produce already in the system?
I'm saying that what we have done, there is a market. But what we as a ministry have done is to liaise with these producers. So we have also created a market for our farmers, because what we have also seen is that produce like plantain, if you go to the production site, some of them are rotten. The farmer will harvest and will not even get buyers. Go to Agogo, go to Seribodi and see. Because of its perishable nature, what we have also done is to guarantee the farmer or a market. Well, if we say that, look, bring your produce straight from the market production site, get them to Accra. We have used our medium, the press releases that we sent out, the interviews that the media are granting us. We have created the awareness in the minds of Ghanaians that if today we say we are going to circle, everybody should come there for affordable food price. The farmer is likely to have his money.
Now,
yes.
Let's move on to other issues. I know that the next question I'm going to ask you does not necessarily fall under your ministry. It might be that of the Ministry of Finance or the Bank of Ghana. But this decision to ensure that, the support that the government was providing traders when it comes to the importation of products like poultry, rice, vegetable oil, and coal. I'm sure they would have consulted the ministry before taking this decision. Were you consulted?
For that, these decisions are taken at the cabinet level. Understand? So it is not like the minister represents the ministry. So I'm not too sure if the president would have made such decision without the consultation.
All right, but what do you think about that decision at this time, seeing that our import levels in this country are obviously much, much higher than our export levels in terms of what we even produce to consume locally?
But my brother, the policy does not necessarily mean that imports are not coming in. You understand? Yes. So it's just a matter of trying to weather the storm in this current situation. So for me, it is not a question of what I think or do not think. What I know is that government has made a decision and we must all abide by it.
I'm thankful that you joined me at Hassan this morning.